Good Friday afternoon, YouTube. What is going on? Pay no attention to the Amazon halo coming from my left, which might be your right. It might look like it's my right, and I'm driving from the right. Who knows? All a trickery of the camera. So, my week this week, week 3 in February, week 7 or 8, or I don't know, some week in 2021 of this wonderful year. Man, freight is going crazy again. Makes me really unhappy that I booked my last load. My whole week it's been okay, but I mean, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 7 of the year. All right, so here we go. I've just been screwing around this week because, I've been dodging anything that looks or sounds like ice or snow, which means I've been dodging just about every single state. Gotta love it, man. Now, I've been sticking in Georgia. I just ran Georgia and Florida this week. That's it. I didn't run Alabama, North Carolina, anything like that. Last week I did. I ran up to North Carolina. I came home last week, though. I worked 3 days. I was home Monday, Tuesday, helping fix the car and fix my Gator. Is that what I did last week? Why is life such a blur? Anyway, so I worked 3 days last week, but that third day I couldn't find nothing up in North Carolina, whatever it was. It was literally 2 hours from, well, I don't know if it's how literal it was, but it was almost 2 hours from Charlotte and in the middle of nowhere. And woohoo! I got no freight there. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I took my toys home. I said, I'm not going to run it. I'll reset myself for this week and run on. So this week now, I developed me a new spreadsheet using 123 Load Board's idea in their little profit calculator. I took their equations and I put them in my own little spreadsheet so I could spread it out across the whole week. And then I would see exactly where I was. So, that being said, let me double check my mileage real quick. Okay. I'm back. That took forever, didn't it? Anyway, so here we go. If you count, I'm in Jacksonville right now, and I'm not going to get a load. I'm going home when I'm done with this load. At the Amazon relay. Don't go to Amazon early. I mean, you can go there early, but they told me, well, it's a 6 o'clock appointment. Boss man said you gotta leave and come back. So, yeah. I said, well, can I just stay here? I mean, it said y'all had overnight parking. I could just chill out. Yeah, man, we're not that busy, so that's fine. They might have to ask you to move later on. Who knows? I'm like, good. Excellent. I'll just stay here because that's what I was planning on doing anyway. I went to a rest area and let the dog out and, and then I came here. And, maybe they can unload me early, maybe not. I don't know. I watched the trailer pull in here and the dude was unloaded in like 30 minutes. So maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get out of here 30 minutes after I get started, which is supposedly going to be 6, but I'm going to run in that door at 5:30, maybe to get started on me at 5:45, and I'll be out here by 6:15, and I'll be home by 9:15. Yeah! I got problems, can't you tell? Anyway, dogs shed a lot. Did you know that? I mean, a lot. Even the short-haired dogs, like beagles. Crazy mongrels. All right, so I have done 3 cotton loads this week, and admittedly they were super heavy, but my fuel mileage has been astronomically high. So I've been actually able to save some money. But part of that was because I got like almost 10 miles per gallon on the way home from North Carolina last week. And even though I had put a lot of miles on there, I still got like 8.73. I did a cotton load. They were 3.5 hours from my house. I don't do a lot of deadhead. I don't know how many of y'all know that, but I'm not a fan of deadhead. I don't care what your numbers are or what your stuff says. I'm just not a deadhead fan. I don't unless it's the Grateful Dead, and I never really was into them too much, but they were the better deadhead than the deadhead you got to do with this, because with the Grateful Dead, pardon my my saliva exhalation there. Apart from, I don't know, even the tickets then would have been better than the money you spend on fuel for the Deadhead on this, right? Anyway, so Deadhead so far has been 181. My second one was bad, guys. It was 236 miles of Deadhead. I went back to get a second load of cotton. I'm like, whatever, I'll go do it. I don't care. I wasn't feeling the rates, and if I'd have known they were going to do what they ended up doing, I wouldn't have went back for that second cotton load. But anyway, it was like $4, $3.42 a mile. My average was $3.42 a mile on the first one. I had 181 miles of Deadhead, and it was about 219 miles to get there. I have since figured out how to run it and go 205 miles. Hence the thing, always plan your trips ahead of time, because you can save miles and miles and miles of driving. And the way I go now, it cuts through Jessup and Hinesville and up to the TA right there by 95 and 19, whatever it is. I don't know what that TA is in there. The TA Savannah, I think is what that one's called. Which isn't really Savannah, because it's more like, no, that's not the Savannah one, is it? Richmond Hill? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter, okay? What matters is I came out in the green, almost. And I'll explain that in a minute. So, my total miles for this week, not including going home, are 1,695 miles. And the total profit after fuel and dispatch fee, company fee, whatever you want to call it, the 20% fee is $23.7150 for a total of $1.40 a mile profit per mile. My trip per miles were $3.19, and my total rate per mile was $2.12, which is satisfactory for Georgia as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I probably could have done better, especially after seeing a $1,400 load going from Savannah to McCalla today. I'm freaking mad about that one, man. That was $4 a freaking mile. Anyway, you know, I was trying to book ahead, so I didn't have to worry about it. And I wish I hadn't now, because my last load, so I grabbed 2 cotton loads, and then I grabbed this third load that went to Florida. It went from Midway to Florida for $7.50, and it was like it came out to $5.14 a mile. $4.14 with Deadhead, because I only had to drive 35 miles to get there, because I was in Port Wentworth and went to Savannah. The fourth load now was another cotton load, so they had another one pop up. I'm like, I'm only 108 miles away now, so that brings it up to $2.40 a mile, all miles on that load. So I was like, dude, I'll take it. That's a lot better than the $1.88 and $1.60 on the first two. So I mean, whatever. That increased my profit margin on that load quite a bit. I like this spreadsheet. It'll tell me, you can sit there and punch it in, the Deadhead, the trip miles, and the rate. And if you know your average rate per mile, fuel expense per mile and dispatch fee, you put that in there and it does everything else for you. So, like I said, that 1, 2, 3 load board gave me a good spreadsheet there. And then the load after that, after the Florida load, then I went back to Moultrie, to Savannah, and then I picked up a load, Port Wentworth, and then I picked up another load, but it was in Pooler. Drove 8 miles. That's this Amazon load. The only problem is, I dropped that Florida load. I called that guy. I was supposed to deliver Thursday morning. And I called the guy up, because once I grabbed that load, it was 3 hours away. And I grabbed it and they loaded me pretty quick. And I called the guy up. I said, hey, man, I'm going to be there. I said, this load says delivers between 8 and 3 tomorrow. I said, but I can be there by noon today. He said, bring it on. So I did. I brought it on. I took it down there, and it's a PVC pipe guy. And he said he cannot keep, so if you flatbedders want some PVC loads, he said he can't keep that stuff in stock. It's flying off the shelf like crazy. They usually shut down for Christmas and for 2 weeks, and they shut down for 2 days just to clean a couple of machines and then kept on trucking. So they're making a killing right now as far as PVC pipe manufacturing. But he also said he can't get his product. A lot of his product comes from Texas. And we all know what's going on in Texas. He can't get nothing from there. So if that rate that I got, I don't think it would pay that well coming from Texas coming here. But, the rate coming from Midway, Georgia to here was decent. I mean, I'll take that all day long for $3.73 a mile. Anyway, no, that wasn't it. That was $4.14 a mile. This one ended up being $3.73 a mile. No, it was more than that because I got the wrong amount in here. I'm sorry, guys. My profit, I miscalculated. There's $50 I didn't put in there, but so it was profit was $24.60.70 on that for $1.61 a mile, $2.38 a mile after dispatch and fuel. Now, if you include my fuel, my mileage to get home, there's all these factors you got to count. So my mileage to get home is about 164 miles. And yes, I'm going deadhead 164 miles. I don't care. I like taking my toys and going home. Negative $49.20 on the fuel for that, which makes it 24. I'm still at 24.1150, which is a good thing because I had to pay my accountant quite a bit of money I had him do a review, and it included my taxes because, I'm trying to get a construction loan for my home, and I'm having issues with that. But we got the taxes. She said she had all the tax stuff. They just had to get the new Georgia crap, and I just signed that today, which means that my taxes are pretty well done. So now I'm going to have to go talk to somebody again. I mean, I about bit somebody's head off today because they said, oh, well, you don't qualify. I'm like, dude, you apparently don't understand how the trucking industry works. What with per diem and, anyway, those of you that have gone into getting a house know the issues that you run into. And the fact that I haven't been in business for 2 years, running under my own company name is another issue. So in June, it'll be 2 years, but one of the guys told me, he said, once you get your tax return, that's 1.5 years or 1 year and 8 months, we'll be able to work with that and get the estimate on what we can get you. He said he's going to get back in touch with me by this afternoon. Hopefully he won't interrupt my video because I've made 3 of these already. And, anyway, so with my mileage, I told you, 24.11. So fuel cost is only going to be about $508 for the week, which is actually pretty good. I think it's actually going to be less than that because I marked it down as 32 cents a mile when I've been getting 30 cents a mile. So my profit's actually going to be like $1.44 a mile, not $1.42 a mile, if everything works out right, because it looks like I'm getting 8.3 on this run. I got 8.7 something on the last run. I'm going to fill up with fuel before I hit the house in Brunswick because that's the cheaper one. And I'm going to go from there. I'd hit Jacksonville, but I'm on the west side of Jacksonville, and I'm not driving all the way to the east side of Jacksonville to get fuel because it kind of puts extra miles on me, right? Anyway, so that's about it for, hey, look, it's a cardboard letter. Wow. Did you let your child write that sign? You don't even have a company name on there. He's just got DOT numbers. Where's your company name at? Y'all look this up. SS4100. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. It's a 5-digit MC number, so maybe he's an old company with a new truck and he just couldn't afford the signs. You can afford a brand new truck, but not the signs. I digress, people. Anyway, that dog you seen at the start, that is Buddy, my new passenger, and he sleeps a lot. He was a stray that someone had found at a convenience store and took forever to get him, so their story goes. And I think he was abused. I'm not sure. He's really skittish. it's taken him a week, but he's gotten a lot better. He's finally eating his treats and starting to eat better. It seems like he's got issues. I mean, but his teeth look good. His ears look good. He only had a few fleas once I washed him, because apparently they didn't even bathe the dog. Oh, he had a flea dip in what? Mud? Because he was kind of dirty. I washed him, and it was like after I go cutting the grass at my other property. I mean, it's just nothing but dirty water pouring off of him. Anyway, people, I think that's all I got. Watch your weather. Oh yeah, there was another one I saw yesterday, and if you were in, what was it, Rome, Georgia? Or was it going to Rome, Georgia? I seen a load it kept going up. The convoy kept sending me things. It said, such and such, picked up by today, by 3 p.m. And it was like, I don't know, I guess it kept going up every 30 minutes or so. And the last I seen it, it was at about $1,300. It was at 10:30 when I first saw it, and then it was at $1,300. I couldn't do nothing. I was stuck under this load. That's the other thing I was going to say. So I finished this. Man, this train is all over the freaking tracks, man. So I finished the Florida load, the other one, going to Sanderson, right? And I picked up the cotton load. The guy I called the guy up. I was like, "You got another cotton load?" He's like, "Yeah, but it's for tomorrow. It's for today." He said, "But we could probably make it for tomorrow. We could schedule it for tomorrow." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. That's cool, because I don't think I'll make it there today." And then I had called the other dude and said, "Well, I can be there by noon." And he unloaded me. There was a truck in front of me when I got there, but he still unloaded me fast enough that I wasn't going to make it to the cotton gin until 3:15 or so. And my GPS said 3:07. But I had to stop at a rest area and take a break. So I did that, and then I called him up, and I said, "Hey, I was just there yesterday, and I'm coming back again today for another load. I was wondering if," I said, your cutoff time is 3 p.m.? She said, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to make it there till about 3:15. And she says, No. She said, 3:15? Are you sure about that? I said, "Well, my GPS says 3:07, which that gives me a plus or minus. I mean, usually it's over or under depending on traffic and whatnot." So she said, "No." She said, "If you can get here by 3:15 or 3:20, because tomorrow's going to be a mess, as far as weather and all goes, I'll get them to wait. You come on." I was like, "All right, cool." So I ripped it up there. I got there like 3:03, I think it was. I got in there and grabbed that cotton load and drove all the way until I had 30 minutes left on my clock. I parked right there at that same stupid TA and delivered it yesterday morning. And if you deliver to Norwest Court, SCM over there in in Port Wentworth, and Port Wentworth, oh my God, I've been there 3 times. I don't even remember the name of the road, man. It's right off of Pooler Parkway. No, it's right off of Jimmy DeLoach. Okay, you go down 16 northbound, you take a right off of Jimmy DeLoach, and it's past the Gulfstream Road, over the viaduct, and it's the first right. It's that hard right there where the Walmart, DC, and all that is. If you go down that road, if you're delivering cotton over there to SCM, guys, y'all can get there at 6 o'clock. They will unload you. And I know it says 7:30 to whatever, but they don't care. 7:30 to 3, I think, but they don't care, because there's some guy named Larry Lloyd or L. Lloyd and some other dude that will unload you within 30 minutes. But nobody's there, right? I got there, I slept in because I was like, I ain't got nothing to do today on Thursday because this stupid Amazon load doesn't pick up till Friday and yada, yada, yada. So I got there at 8:30, I think it was, and there was 5 trucks in front of me and 4 in the door. And what they'll do is they'll put guys in the door, but they'll be unloading these 2. And then when they get done with these two move, so they jump on those 2. So it's it's a sequence that they're running that actually worked out pretty well. But, you know, sometimes I don't know why they unloaded me till I had like 8 bales left in the truck, and then they went to the guy next to me. I guess they wanted to open up 2 doors at a time, which doesn't make sense unless they wanted to take a break, smoke a cigarette or something. And still, it's like, why do it that way? Just unload me, then go smoke your cigarette, and that other guy just has to wait. It's not his turn yet. He got there after me. What do? Pay y'all $10? What a waste. I ain't paying you jack. So, but yeah, I got there, and then I had to sit because this load didn't pick up till today in the morning at 8 o'clock. Well, what time can you be there? 8 o'clock. It says 8 o'clock. I got there at 7:30. You got to understand, people in Savannah will not show up early, except for that cotton place, apparently. They won't show up early. They don't ever get there early. They're not early risers in Savannah. I worked in Savannah for 16 years, and nobody wants to work early there. Anyway, I'm running my mouth, and this is going to be close to 30 minutes because of the dog skit video in there. So I ain't got nothing else. That's this week, and I'm going to try and work on that daggum OBS tomorrow. I want to get that exhaust manifold off. It's supposed to be sunny, so y'all might have a little treat to look out for on that. I'll show you I guarantee I'm going to have busted up knuckles. So skinned up knuckles like I always do, because it's slightly tight. I don't know. It all depends. They were sprayed with oil, and then when I got back home last week, I sprayed them with oil. So now I got to spray them with oil again. And then I'm going to bust them suckers off of there or cut them off. I don't know. But we're going to get them off, and we're going to check that head on the passenger side and determine what we want to do with that engine. If it looks good, we're keeping the engine, like I said before. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. I know I don't put updates in here as much as I used to when I was working for Schneider. They got their own new thing going on where they're going to give their ICs access to their broker boards or some stupid garbage like that. I don't know. It's all some weird stuff they got going on. I don't know. Watch a different IC video from Schneider and you'll see what I'm talking about, or join their page. And one of the guys actually put some information up there about it. But I don't know. I don't really care. I'm still making money. And as long as I make money and don't lose money for a year, I'm going to continue making money. Otherwise, I'll be losing money. Makes sense, right? I mean, hello. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. Run my mouth. I got about 45 minutes, and then I'm going to be walking in there and giving them my paperwork again and say, hey, man, it's 5:30 now. Can you unload me? But, yeah, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll be talking to y'all later. And if any of y'all, I got another thing. If any of y'all live anywhere near Savannah, Georgia, y'all need to hit me up if you want to work on my truck. Hey, you can work on my truck. Oh, that's another reason. That's the other thing. One more thing. Sorry, guys. The reason why I made nothing, even though I made $2,400 this week, part of it was the accountant. The other part was I bought my pulley. What's your name? Oh my God. I didn't buy the daggum tensioner yet, but I bought the pulley. No, I'm sorry. I bought the tensioner. I did not buy the pulley yet. And I ordered 2 belts. Unfortunately, nothing is coming in until the 23rd. So I can't run hard next week. It's fine when it's not raining, but when there's rain, she's squeaking right now. So, and it hasn't moved. I've been checking it every day. The belt hasn't moved in one direction or the other. It's still dead center. So hopefully she'll last another 3 days once I get home. 5 days. And then I'm going to Atlanta next week. So, dang it. We'll see. We'll see how this all works out. And what I'll do is I'm going to keep the old one as a spare. I actually was able to order the tensioner from Rock Auto. Okay, they did not have the belts, which I find highly peculiar, because why are you going to have heavy duty tensioners for a DD15 engine, but you're not going to have the belts. Makes absolutely no sense. I ordered the belts from Amazon. They ran about $80, and the tensioner was $142 plus shipping and handling plus tax. Came to about $170, I think. I'd have to look. I'll let y'all know later on when all the repairs are done, and or as I'm doing the repairs, I'll let y'all know what the total amount on that was. But I mean, this thing's lasted 620,000 miles. I did not see a tensioner on the list of repairs that was made on this truck. So almost 630,000 miles. Anyway, now that is all that I have. And I will be putting that one on myself because there's only a couple of bolts and you got to unwrap the belt and so on and so on. If you want to know how to do it yourself, look up Francisco Amaya. He does have Spanish videos and he has English videos. So you have to look on his thing and figure it out. He's in my subscriptions if you know how to access that. I don't know if that's, I think I made them, I think I have them open. I'm not sure. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day and I'll talk to y'all later. Stop the video.